Hello! Welcome to episode 97 of We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Stevie Wildcard.
And every week, Steve Wildcard and I get together and we do our best to... You know what, Steven, we cram an entire week's worth of friendship into like 40 minutes is what we do. I really like...
This is what we do. It's definitely what we do.
Okay, because it's supposed to be. What our show is supposed to be is we take our various issues, our distractions, our impediments, the things that just like grind our gears throughout the week and stop us from being productive, and we obfuscate, we circumvent. We get around them in some way. We beat the heck out of our issues. We shake their mob and
we
force
smash them.
We Hulk smash. It's clobbering time for the issues. But we try to get something done. We try to make comics. Most recently, it's been a supernatural action comedy comic called Deathless, and we've been doing pretty great, Steven. I'm gonna say, in comparison to our first project, in comparison to Play It Again, we are just making strides. We're not just Superman learning to run fast. We're already leaping tall buildings with this one. It's pretty cool. I feel like we're about to fly, and I can't wait. I'm ready for it. So every week we talk about, we start the show and we talk about what we did this week. Then we get into a bunch of friendship stuff. Steven, I have stuff that I have to talk to you about. And sometimes, anyway, so then we'll talk about stuff. We have segments. We're segment oriented, Steven. And then we'll talk about what we're going to do next week and we'll get out of here. But for now, Steven, what did you want to do last week and how did it go?
I wanted to finish the comic and I did it.
What?
The last
Steven?
page is done.
Steven.
Deathless is drawn.
Deathless issue
is
1.
drawn. Deathless issue 1 is drawn. Granted, we have touch-ups, characters to add in for I'm
gonna pitch this real fast, Steven. I'm gonna pitch this real fast. A black and white silent comic, Steven. It's done. We're done.
Just send it.
It's soundless.
Some of the partial
voiceless. It's wordless. It's deathless.
Here's
we're done, guys. Everyone, we're
here's a half-flattened book. Merry Christmas.
And let me just put this out there. If you can't figure out what's happening in the story based on the pictures, Steven failed specifically.
It's true.
This is no
it's true. It's not Anthony at all.
At all. I had nothing to do with this comic. No. Dude, I'm so excited. I'm so freaking excited to start getting the words down in this thing. Start lettering this freaking comic, so we can read it. To actually be able to read Deathless it's our next step. We're gonna have a readable. But dude, congratulations! This is freaking amazing. I can't believe we did this. I mean, I can believe we did this, but here we are. This is amazing.
And I feel like all the pages from the hotel room on are all in that really dark, heavy ink style because it's nighttime.
Yeah.
But they all look really great. It's it's pretty cool. It just worked out this way. But it's almost in different arcs, the book itself, because you got the opening sequence, the house, the room, the workplace, and then the it's just beautiful. It works. The art just changed. I don't know. I'm excited. I'm super excited to shade your flats. And then,
dude, I can't.
Yeah,
I
see
can't
this
wait.
thing word ballooned.
Oh, I can't.
I think I just need to add 2 people. I think that's it because there was only 4.
Yeah,
I already added
we've already added
Chris.
We've already added a couple of cameos, and they look amazing. Yeah. I showed one of the people, and they she completely loved it. And she's like, "I'm so like."
Did she? I try my best to really capture a good energy with her too. I can give her some good screen time. So
freaking sassy friends. But dude, yeah. So this week I wanted to get some stuff done. I was not very productive. I did get a lot of coloring done. I didn't completely finish. I'm gonna call it a failure because I didn't completely finish, but I was very close.
It's a fuck-ass, and we all know this. It's a fuck-ass.
It's a fuck-ass for sure. And dude, I'll tell you, we kind of talk about the various things that that distract us and get in the way. And Steven, I'm gonna say this week, I had trouble separating myself from social media and all of the nonsense drama that I wasn't even a part of, Steven.
That was it's pretty intense.
Obviously, I'm not going to go into any details with things, but what I'm gonna use my I statements to an extent. I'm gonna say the way it affected me was I am someone who I want to solve a puzzle just like everyone else. I see pieces scattered and I'm ooh, something is amiss. I can this is not looking good. This picture is starting to look like a toilet as I'm facing, putting these pieces together. But I want to make sure that it's not just a small part of a larger puzzle. I want to continue. And that's how I am. Like I want to know as much of the information with any given like mystery that exists. Like I want all of the information so I can like digest it. I want, you know, like I consume and then digest, and then I can, you know, like have, I expel, you know, like I have like my feelings and my thoughts about it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I can expound on it, you know. But that's like this week I was just like, I was at a loss. I didn't know what to do. I was, it was kind of like overload and like confusion. Like, so on social media, it was like there was this whole like drama that was happening with like people that we know and we're familiar with. And I was like, I don't know what to do with this, but I found myself just like refreshing pages and going through it, and I felt like Charlie Kelly with like the you know the yarn,
the red lines,
like the red lines, and like Steven, I got to the point where I was just like, I care about people, and I don't want to care about people, but like it's not that I don't want to care about people, it's that I don't want like my concern or my care about people to like blind me to my own productivity and like what I should be doing, and like focus on my own life in you know, like how, you know, at the time, like I don't want other people's lives to become my soap opera. It's not my entertainment, and that's not what I think social media should be, at least for me. Like whatever, people can do what they want. I don't want to focus on other people's failures or foibles and or like depressions, and I want to help when I can. I do, like I try, but like we only have so much time. I only have, you know, what is like the spoons theory that everyone loves to talk about. Like I only have so many freaking spoons. I only have so many, you know, like stovetops, like you know, broilers, or like I only have so much energy to expel, and I can't give all of my focus to other people, especially when I'm not involved in it. You know, so I'm just like, I started noticing this, and I was like, this is eating away at me. Like I was like, I'm expending too much energy and too much time focusing on like the way this is going to resolve itself one way or another. And I want to know, and I'm fascinated by it. But I was like, it became like a stupid emotional like addiction where I was like, I need this to come to a conclusion. And unfortunately, slash fortunately, I guess, you know, our lives aren't soap operas. And it's like, I mean, well, you know, they kind of, so soap operas will go on for decades, Steven. It's not like they're like
literal. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
well,
like these are the days of our lives, more like the decades of our lives. Like these shows don't end. They just
my grandma watched that show from when she was like a young woman's age to death. Like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like, it's crazy.
And there's still someone on there like, I'm Chuck Buchanan, and yes, I did cheat on my wife with my sister's husband's girlfriend. Like what is happening? You know, and like, but they continue forever. Similarly, though, like life is like that, man. There aren't always perfect bows that get tied on things. There isn't always an absolute like definitive version of the puzzle. Things just keep moving in weird ways, and people keep going, no, because this way, no, because this way, no, because this way, and they keep shifting it around to the point where it doesn't matter anymore. It's just a Rubik's Cube with no ending, and like the only thing you're doing is unlocking the tendrils of freaking Pinhead, and hell is coming to get me, and I feel those hooks from social media, and they're piercing at my skin, and then like the guy comes out and he has a pins on his face, and he's like, is it pleasure or is it pain? And I'm like, I don't even know anymore. I don't know what I'm doing. Do I even like this? Do I like this? You know? So I was like, so Steven, I guess what I'm saying is like Clive Barker invented social media, and that's where I am with social media. So I was like, I found myself, I know I'm talking way too much, dude. I'm sorry. But I found myself.
It's okay.
I found myself like just like intentionally burying my head in the sand. I was like, I'm done. I blocked.
Man, it's why the ostrich is our mascot. Like, you know, I mean, aside from being able to throw a hell of a kick, because we can both kick. But I mean, besides that, it's burying our heads in the sand. And obviously, my head needs more sand than your head needs. Like, you know, but we're in Florida. There's plenty of sand. We got it. You know, yeah, I completely get.
Yeah, I was distracted by social media this week, and I couldn't like.
Fair, very fair.
It was driving me crazy. But while I was doing that, I escaped, Steven. I escaped. I was like, you know what? I don't want to be myself on social media anymore. And I freaking ran away, Steven. I put my head in the sand of our podcast, and I doubled down. I was just like, we have issues. And like, I even flirted and like vacationed in Reeves, dude, for a minute. Cause I was like, I don't want to like,
it's been a minute.
Yeah. And I had funny cause for those of you who don't know, I have an alt account on Twitter as Keanu Reeves. It's fake Keanu Reeves. It's still real Keanu. I am Keanu Reeves, guys. I've been in several Matrix movies now. You should know me. I get revenge for dogs. No, but and
you do honestly look like you could be a Reeves relative though. You kind of have like his eyes a little bit. I mean, you obviously have his dark hair, so
it's just the dark. It's not so you see.
It's
I think what you mean. No.
I think one of the best things, I mean, you did a lot of great things as Reeves dude. One of my favorite, like, quick, super funny jokes was the Chirpty Circle. Like, it's just Reeves dude with a bunch of Agent Smiths around. It's so good. That made me like literally laugh out loud. Like,
yeah, dude, I like doing Reeves dude. So like, I jumped into Reeves dude for a minute, and then I was like, you know what? I should be focusing on the now. I'm gonna do what I can. I'm gonna push our podcast. I'm gonna do this. So like, I started just like being myself, but on the podcast thing instead. So I'm like asking silly questions. I'm like
basically being yourself in the sense of this is the artistic side of me. These are the things I love that I don't always talk about because I feel like I have to be more general on my main Twitter. But these are my real passions and my for sure.
Yeah. So I could talk about comics. I can like ask for like recommendations of specific types of comics. I've actually like learned about some really cool horror comics and stuff through that. I've also found some new friends, new Kickstarters. By the way, I'm hiding it right now, but you should see this incredible.
Dude, you ready?
Yes. Forlorn Tweed. I am so excited.
Oh,
yes, dude.
I don't know if I got my comics, but I got my tweed.
I haven't gotten the comics yet, but oh my gosh, I'm so excited to get like Forlorn Tweed merch. Sorry, Scud. I'm so excited, dude. So I've been making friends, like getting new merch, like reading new books, getting all into it. Steven, like our subscriber count has been growing. I'm like, yes, we're doing this. We're at like last I looked, we're at 809, which is awesome. Like I'm trying to get to 1,000 by episode 100. I feel like we can do it.
I think it's I mean, it's honestly super doable if we have the same week we had last week.
Yes, for sure.
Like if I'm honest, like I mean, so like it's dude, we need 191 subs.
As long as I don't want to be me, we got this, Steven. As long as we take my Twitter, we throw it right in the garbage. we just I rise.
You know what it is it's you're denying the like a section of Twitter your presence, and they're like, this thing is kind of like this other thing that I think I'm missing out on. Like it's like a void is being filled by we have issues. But it's just you. This is the void you created is the void you're filling.
I take that trash, Steven. I take the trash that of my life, and I'm a phoenix, Steven. It rises with the trash. I'm a trash phoenix.
It's a very smelly phoenix.
It's the smelliest phoenix.
Trash. Most trash doesn't smell very good when it's burning. And I've driven by a few dumps.
Eggs, rotten trash eggs. Like it all comes together. It's fine. And it smells like fire, sulfur, like stink. Like
you just gave me like this is like so like far removed, but you gave me like a horrible like Burning Crusade World of Warcraft flashback with the phoenix eggs because Kel'Thas's boss fight, like if you didn't break the egg in time, a phoenix hatch, and then he just fucking started flying around and burning the shit out of the raid. And like I'm just like having like as soon as you said the egg, it's like destroy the phoenix egg, Steven. Destroy the phoenix egg. Destroy the phoenix
egg, Steven. Oh man. So dude, okay, so I've made a lot of new friends, and Steven, so give me some good ideas for our podcast. And we've kind of always had issues with how to have guests on our show, because like most of our show is, like I said, in the beginning, it's just like us catching up and being friends and like being like, hey, we haven't been like hanging out this week. Let's hang out on camera while we also talk about our comic. So it's hard to sometimes incorporate other newer people into that fold without losing a bit of the camaraderie due to like looking for comfort for other people. We want to make other people comfortable, and like it isn't easy to jump into anyone's friend group. Like I'm sure everyone listening has had some version of that. Like no one's a fan of our podcast who hasn't been through a weird version of like high school, middle school, where it's like you don't feel like you belong in any particular group, and it's like that group. I moved here and I moved here when I was in high school, and everyone seemed to already have their like cultivated little cults, like their little like crafted culty like enclaves. And I was like, I don't belong. I will never find my people. I'm not going to go over there. They've known each other forever. You know, like all these people, they don't know me. They don't want to know me, you know, and like I've always felt that way. And I feel like it was hard to like make my way in. You need like the catalyst, something to bring you in, something to be like, hey,
somebody to something.
Yeah, and like,
sure.
and you need that like little bit of familiarity to get people to like give you a chance. You know, like someone gives you a little bit of a chance, you make a joke, you're like, oh, you like this game, I like this game. Oh, you like that, you like comics, me too, or whatever. You know, and like you kind of you gain a little trust, and then they give you another chance, and you keep going. And I figure what we can do rather than throwing people into like the deep end of like our friendship is, what if, Steven? What if we interviewed people separately and included a specific segment that we're used to doing on our podcast that's familiar with our audience? And then what we'll do is we'll take that segment from the interview and we'll cut it into the episode and tell people, hey, if you want to watch the full interview with this person, it's over here. They were a joy during this segment, you know? So we'll do like Pitches Get Stitches, Anthony Dates Robots, you know, like I have a new one that I want to introduce tonight, you know, so like, and we'll do a couple, you know, so we'll do like fun things like that with people during their interview as a way to kind of like, you know, dip their toe in the water of that, you know, relationship. You know?
Absolutely. No, that makes perfect sense. And then, then they basically get their own promo in the episode and then they get their whole interview. So that way people like, also like when it's just the whole interview with just them, people don't have to like watch the first 5 or 10 minutes of us. And then, you know, what if they click off? They don't even get to see the interview with this person. You know, they don't even, you know, so no, I think that's a great idea. And it gives people, you know, the ability to choose like the media they're going to consume from us too.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah, I like that. And like some people will only want to watch the interview, so like go watch the interview, you know, and like maybe it will also kind of facilitate a more convenient relationship for people who are otherwise timid about jumping into this particular water. You know, like if people see us and they're like, those guys are silly, and I've seen them talk about like Bigfoot nipples or whatever, and it's like, yeah, but we, you know, we've also talked about other things, like, and like that's part of, I think, the draw of our podcast is we are so ridiculously fully who we are that we run the gamut of silly and sincere. Like, you know, we do like, you know, we cross over that weird spectrum or continuum or whatever it is, you know, and like, it's just sometimes it's going to be dark and sometimes it's going to be light and sometimes it's going to be, you know, like us, and sometimes it's going to be like, Steven, I'm drained, like, you know, but it's, I can see how it could potentially be intimidating for people of a specific caliber who are like, you know, like Rob Schraub, who's like, you know, maybe he's like, you know, these guys want me on their show. Let me see what it is. And it's like, does Dracula drink blood with silly straws? And like, I don't know if anyway, he's like, I don't know if I want to, do I really want to? Like,
I don't know how many nipple.
Yeah,
I don't know if I want to discuss the nipplage of a werewolf or the.
You know, maybe it does, like, you know, but yeah. So I was thinking, people who see that part of it might be intimidated to some extent, but we can at least offer a more sincere and also fun interview, but it's more based on who they are and what they're doing, what their issues are, rather than throwing them into our issues and like asking them to relate with to our friendship specifically in the moment, you know? So I think that would be good. I think that's a good way to go. So for those of you watching who might want to be a guest on our show / be interviewed by us in the future, let's give them two, Steven. We're gonna give them 2 segments that are going to be similar to the kind of stuff that they might participate in if they're in our show. So, Steven, first I want to do, let's do something like comfortable that like we've done before. Let's do Anthony Dates Robots, Steven. Can you give me the...
Anthony Dates Robots.
So...
That was a pretty good one.
Yeah, that was really good. Yeah, like I was like, everyone's gonna think I'm gonna start. I want a little like button, like Sean from you know, Don't Make It Weird has.
Sean needs a Sean. I'm gonna record audio clips. We're gonna give Anthony a button so you could just have me, but not have me, basically.
Sean, if you make me a Stevie Wildbot soundboard, I swear my life.
Oh man,
like Steven will slowly disappear, and I'll be like, Steven, and he's gonna be like, you have the Wildbot, you don't need it.
Every week you just hit the soundbite. I failed. Oh, Steven, did you? I failed.
But okay, so everyone on social media has at some point in their lives received some sort of unsolicited direct message, like a DM from some unsavory folk. Often it's a scammerson. It's a scam bot. It's a bot. It's a bot. It's a robot who wants your money, wants your information, wants to marry you. Maybe a little. Happens to me a bunch for some reason. Sometimes it's the Illuminati coming at you. Yeah, like people. I think like it's a Bruno bot. It's a Bruno bot, Steven.
It's a Bruno bot. Bruno bot 9000.
Yeah, they think they want to marry me all the time. But so I get these scammers, I get these bots, and I don't know what to do. I feel stupid. Like I want to ignore them, but I also feel like a little rude. I'm like, it's their job to message me, and I feel like there's a chance they're gonna message Steven's dad. And like Steven's dad is gonna be like, I'm in. Let me get into whatever this is. And I'm like, I have to save him. I'm doing this for Steve. Like I have to save your dad. No, but like I feel like mostly it's just fun, guys. It's mostly fun to just message these people back and see what they want from me. And also, I like messaging them and seeing how far they'll go.
How far you can stretch their dough, if you will.
Oh yeah. Because I mess with these people, /robot /scammers, and some of them are clearly a human being behind a keyboard trying their best to get me to believe that I can trust them. And it's never going to happen, but they think it will. So, Steven, I want to mix this one up.
You give them a little hope.
Steven, have you read this one, first of all?
I have not.
Okay, Steven.
Okay.
Normally, Steven reads the robot voice. He does a really good voice. He's been nailing it. But I want to mix it up, Steven. I'm going to give you a character, okay? You are, in this one, you are Dracula. You are 100% Dracula. So
okay, I got you.
You're me, I'm the bots, and this time you're Dracula. So, for those of you who don't know, context, this person messaged me. Her name is Jade Willis, and her bio says, always feeling blessed and happy, smiley face, smiley face. So, Steven, you're going to be reading me as Dracula. I'm going to be reading Jade Willis. Are you prepared?
I am.
Hi. Okay, here we go. Okay. Hi. Greetings here. How are you doing? I hope you're doing great and safe too.
Hey.
Thanks for being friends here. I really appreciate your love and concern here.
Of course. There's no ha-has, everybody, but I just want to read one of the ha-has.
I'm Jade Wills, a citizen of the United States of America from Bogota, Colombia. Can I know about you, please?
About me? What is there to know? First of all, my favorite food is garlic. Love the stuff. I definitely like the sun and totally don't drink blood. Nope.
Haha, really funny, but it's cute on your favorite food. What's your marital status, if you don't mind?
I have several brides. I mean, I don't have several brides. Blah, blah, blah.
You have kids?
The children of the night. What music they make?
Can't remember. And if I may ask, what's your level of education?
I am a doctor of hematology. Miracula. Mr. Acula, that's why Miracula wasn't really doing it for me, you know?
Wow, that's a really cute profession.
Thanks. I mean, thanks.
You highly welcome. Where do you live, if you don't mind?
Live?
Yeah.
Yes, I live, of course. All day long with the sun. In no, stupid, come on. Drac. Think of something. Pennsylvania? Is that a place? Yes, that thing I said is my answer and definitely true. You believe everything I just said without question and trust me completely.
How do I trust you, Anthony?
What is your type?
The same thing you said, lols.
Your type?
Not really that. I'm an ice cream lover and I love everything natural and loves Ben honest and trustworthy.
Oh, no. I meant your blood type. What is your blood type?
RH positive.
Ew. A commoner. Do you at least have a healthy distaste for garlic?
Yes, I do. I prefer garlic when cooking.
Oh, listen. This is the awkward part. Awkward part. I'm sure you're great. A woman of taste, but you're just not the dish for me.
Oh man. So she actually messaged me again after that.
Miracula.
Miracula. I was just like, I can't believe, like, Miracula. But how many times do you think people have used the Dr. Acula thing? You know? Or like the Alucard.
Oh, for sure.
Alucard and Dr. Acula are like the two things.
It's pretty crazy though how Alucard sounds like a vampire name though. If you really think about vampires, like it sounds like a fancy like vampire name.
Yeah, like if someone's like, you know, like, hey, what's your name? Alucard. Oh, he's a vampire. Let's take that guy. Like, we're definitely taking Alucard all day. Like, there's no chance he's getting out of this one at all. But yeah, so if you'd like to join us for an Anthony Did to Robots and read one of the parts and be silly and do robot voices with us,
that was fun. Like, it's pretty smart to come up with a character though. That's
I'm trying. You know, like I've done it before where we've come up with characters, but mostly I like just giving you bots. But it's fun that you don't read them, and I can just be like, okay, you're Dracula now. Let's go for this, Steven. I have a segment today, okay? We've done a quick version of this once early on in our podcast, but I want to bring it back.
Like super early?
Yeah, super early. But I want to bring it back. So for those of you who don't know, previously in Anthony's life, my first ever attempt at making a podcast was something called A Couple Conjectures. It was with one of my exes, and it was what I did was we would go through the DC Comics Encyclopedia and the glossary, and choose a random character that we've never heard of and try to guess about them, all right? So that's what I want to do. I want to bring it back, but I want to just call it Comic Conjectures, just for us. It's Comic Conjectures. It's just a new segment that we're doing. No one's ever done anything like this before. It's never happened. If anyone
certainly not me.
Definitely not this guy. It's never. I mean, there's definitely not at least one or two episodes still up on SoundCloud that I haven't deleted because I don't know how to get in that profile and like delete it SoundCloud. What we're going to do is I'm going to ask Steven for a random letter. And then I'm going to choose randomly. I'm blindly choose a character, and if we've never heard of it, we're gonna figure out what the character does, like what their power is, if they're a hero or a villain, and maybe like some backstory stuff, and maybe who their like villain, like who their adversary is, you know, whoever that is, you know. So let's see if we can figure this out. Steven, give me any letter.
R.
Okay, got it. Let me find R. No cheats. Okay, R. Okay. Rival. All right, let's do it, Steven. Rival. I've never heard of Rival, the character from DC.
I've never heard of Rival. I couldn't even tell you the company he is a part of.
Oh, okay, you're going he right away, Steven. Just like super right away, like, ooh, it's a guy, it's a dude. Okay, you know what? That makes sense though, because like I can imagine like this guy, like the really cocky, arrogant, like he has to one up everyone. He's always just like the confrontation, like, oh yeah, well, you think you're good at that? I'm the best at that. You know, like
I'm your new rival.
Yeah.
Bullseye. Like, I imagine that. Like he's got that lame, so, like, you know.
It does feel antagonistic, like if like they're always going against what everyone says, you know. Like I'm
thinking of like Rex. What's his name? Rex from Invincible. Rex Explode. Anyway, that's what I'm imagining. I'm imagining like a Spitfire, a Vegeta, if you will, an angry, annoying. But wouldn't it be cool if his power, like his name is Rival? Mm-hmm. What if his power was like whoever he becomes the rival of, like he just like gains like their opposing power and like just
taskmaster
like fights them.
Person, right?
Yes.
Okay. I was thinking like, that's because like that my wheels started to spin when you were saying that. I was like, same. Yes, taskmaster situation. Totally feels that way, right? Like so. Okay, so like, are you thinking pure villain? Are you thinking like anti-hero, like or just like antagonistic hero?
I'm thinking like if he is a good guy, he's a part of a team and he's the one that they don't really care that he's on it, but then he makes like a big sacrifice at some point and everyone's like, I can't believe Rival did that of all people. Like I think like he's not a very he's not a great companion, but yeah, I don't think he's a full-blown supervillain. I think he's maybe like
do you think he absorbs whatever abilities he's mimicking, or do you like permanently?
It does do you like in the moment, almost like a Peter Petrelli from
that's
like
what I was thinking. Like, is it like is it a permanent absorption? Is it timer? Is it like a rogue situation where like,
If he drains them all the way they die and he gains them forever. But...
yeah. Like,
I'm not Rogue, I'm Rival.
Rival. It's DC's version. It's literally just a guy with like a white streak in his hair. He's a Southern Belle too. Just like
not even like a Southern Belle. Like uses a full-on Southern Belle. Like I do declare.
I'm your rival, sugar. Like what we're going with is a full-on Southern Belle anti-hero / villain who absorbs people's powers and one-ups them in their abilities. Okay, hang on. Let me check it out really quick.
Edward Clarice, or Clarice, I think it's Clarice, is the rival, the arch enemy of the Golden Age Flash, Jay Garrick.
Wow. Okay. So, Rival is a character who seemed to have rivaled the Flash. He's a super fast, speedster who was
a speedster.
Yeah, he was a part of a villain group and was the antagonist against the Flash. Didn't know that. Had never heard of him, and now we know, Steven. Give me one more. Let's do one more real quick. Any letter?
V.
I know these, Steven. I know some of these. Hang on. Let me just look and find one I don't know. Okay. One I definitely don't know, Steven, is Veil. I don't know Veil. Do you know Veil?
Ooh. Is it
cool
spelled?
Name. It's V-E-I-L.
V-E-I-L or
yeah.
V-A-L-E?
It's
so like a veil, like a mysterious.
Yeah. That's why I thought it'd be cool because I don't know this character. Do you know this character?
I do not.
Yeah.
So I'm imagining a very mysterious character.
Yes, for sure.
The gender could be either or anything.
I'm gonna go that like the character likes to stay in the shadows and be completely mysterious. Maybe even they have the ability to veil themselves and like look like other people. Maybe
like
they
chameleon. So like a chameleon meets the Riddler.
Yeah. I'm thinking like, what if it's a hero who can look like anyone and uses that ability to solve crimes, get into areas that, they wouldn't otherwise have access to, and like,
And you're not wrong, because veil does imply almost like a more positive, like, camouflage. You know what I'm saying? Like to veil something, right? Because to veil something is typically to cover beauty, right? So like I'm kind of on that path too. I don't think they're a villain.
Mm-hmm.
So a protagonist or good person who uses an ability to kind of veil like or protect their identity or like to be mysterious. I like this.
I don't know what like villain they would go after. Maybe they're like a general Gotham detective situation.
They could not be the main character of their own story. They could just be like the character that's on the squad that's like very necessary, but we got Brutus over here that punches through the walls. We just need to get the reconnaissance. Like you need to veil, you need to sneak into the building and get all the security codes.
You need someone who can has that like high stealth roll, like get in there, you're a rogue. So also a Southern Belle. They're all Southern Belle characters, Steven. So we only get Southern Belle characters in this show. But for those of you playing along, like if you know who Veil is, if you have other characters from Marvel, Image, Dark Horse, like characters that are like familiar enough, or like that there's enough media out there that we could like look it up and be like, hey, everyone check out this character. This is actually the game that allowed me to discover Doom Patrol before the Doom Patrol show came out. Like I had never heard of anyone on the Doom Patrol show, and like during the podcast that we did, I accidentally was choosing their names constantly, and I was like, I don't know what this is, but they sound awesome. And I kept doing it. And like, I mean, now I have the Doom Patrol on, omnibus behind me because I was like, this sounds amazing, but anyway, so this is a fun way to discover cool characters. It's also a fun way to come up with characters because like you just watched, like Steve and I, like we fumble through these things that we don't know and then we'll learn something. But now we're left with this kind of like, oh, we have a character, like, we're creating this character, it's a side character or a main character. Feel free to use what characters that we're coming up with right now. Yeah. So
let it jog your own creative juices.
Yeah,
I love to jog other people's juices. I was waiting for the look. You were off.
Good. Okay, go. That's the best case scenario.
The Veil was a villain in the 1940s who had the power to phase through solid objects and to manipulate darkness, which sounds pretty epic.
I love that. Like the Veil of Darkness. That makes sense. Yeah, that's cool. I love that.
He was the partner of Red Mask until his powers eventually drove him insane. After his phasing had caused him to have strange visions, he was driven to the point that he clawed out his own eyes and had to be put away in Arkham Asylum. Oh, so he might even be like a Batman villain.
Oh, I love
Red Mask
this.
Red Mask used to visit him, but eventually gave up as the Veil's sanity waned even further.
What did he
powers,
see?
dark.
That's so cool.
I don't know. Powers, darkness, manipulation, and phasing. Other characteristics, mental disorder.
Darkness
awesome.
Manipulation. Imagine darkness manipulation,
like shadow control.
Yeah, that's so cool. I love that idea. He's like manipulating, like creating structures from darkness. I love this. So we learned about the character Veil today. I mean, these are pretty quick. All right, let's do one more, just real quick, because
do one more. Okay.
Yeah, one more. Any letter.
Letter J.
All right, let's see.
Mr. J.
All right.
Charlie Quinn. No, I'm just kidding.
It says here. All right, Steven. Judo Master. Tell me everything you know about Judo Master. Are they a hero? Are they a villain? What do they do?
Judo Master sounds like a 1970s kung fu hero, judo hero, because that was very popular in the 70s for sure. So I'm imagining that character was created in the 70s, is very good at martial arts, is probably a hero. Judo Master, maybe if it was in the 70s when that was a new style, everyone was talking about kung fu because of Bruce Lee and this and that, and maybe judo was this alternative style. So maybe Judo Master was a villain, like a karate, like a
I don't know. Okay, I don't know enough about judo, but what I do know, and I'm going to say with 100% certainty, is that there's some kind of belts involved. So
I think Steven Seagal is he judo or is he aikido? I don't know. All those action stars have their style.
Has never done martial arts in his life. I think even at his
I've eaten a lot of Popeyes.
peak of his career, he would no. But anyway, so what I'm imagining is it's like some yuppie guy who is just he gets picked on all the time. He doesn't like his job. He gets picked on the way to his crappy job. He's walking in the city, and he's just getting picked on by the street youths, and he's just what do I do? And he's reading a magazine, and it's like a businessy magazine. There's this little article on the side, and it's just one of those for $1 you can get a judo belt and some instructions. And he's like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna learn.
I'm gonna send away for this. Just 2 easy payments of $24.95.
So he sends away his $24.95, and he gets this judo belt, and it's just one sheet pamphlet of instructions, and it's put belt on, read words, and he puts it on, and then when he reads the words, it's just the whole world looks different, and suddenly he's just his every move is judo. He's living and breathing judo, but he can't take the belt off. He can't take the belt off, Steven. He doesn't know what to do.
He is judoing 24/7.
He's 100% 24/7 judo master. So but everybody's judoing for the weekend. He has to go to work. He's just I gotta judo my way through my business. So he's just going. You
got them TPS reports? Yeah.
Not anymore. Nobody does. Yeah. Who needs staples when you got judo? So he's just he's using judo to do everything he can. He's so he finds his way climbing the corporate ladder using his judo skills, but he also needs to find a way to get rid of this thing because it's also ruining his life. He can't go on dates. He can't it's ruining he's trying to be a father.
He's judo chopping waiters, he's tossing salads inappropriately with his karate chops.
He's tossing salad.
It sounded intentional, but I was really imagining him chopping a Caesar, but I really wasn't. But now I see the entendre of doubles.
See, so he has to he's making his way up, but then he realizes that his boss is also a judo master. He's the only way to climb this corporate ladder is by chopping down this judo tree of successors. So he has to go through and beat it's a pyramid scheme up to the top. And he realizes that he won't be able to take the belt off until it's time to get the better belt. So he has to become the ultimate judo master and like achieve greatness in order to.
And at the same time, he's freeing these other people of their own judo curses. Yeah.
Yes. So like they're constantly like, oh, you can never defeat me. I've been judoing since '93 or whatever it is.
Yeah. And then he beats them, takes their belt Highlander style, and they're just like,
yes. He wraps it around.
Thank you. I've been its captor for 20 years. My wife, my children,
they're slowly aged, like
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, that's Judo Master. Steven, let's see who Judo Master really is. Now that we totally solved it, I'm pretty sure we're right. I'm just gonna say he's status hero. His real name, Steven, his real name is Rip Jagger. Steven.
So he's got to be from the 70s or 60s, right?
His first appearance was in Special War Series number 4, 1965, Steven. Pretty close.
Oh, I was so close. Pretty close.
His special powers are martial arts expert, also skilled with various weapons, although he prefers to use his fists in combat.
Sounds like MacGruber is what it sounds like.
He does sound like MacGruber. So during World War II, Sergeant Rip Jagger of the U.S. Army was stationed on a Pacific island populated by expatriate Japanese who opposed their country's aggression. After he saved the young woman from a sniper bullet, the girl's grateful father taught him martial arts. As the hero judo master uses his skill to free the island from invading Japanese soldiers. So, sounds like a White Knight situation. Ours is better. Just gonna throw that out there. DC, hire us. We are in the market for some comic book jobs. I mean, we can do it. We've proven. Like if you just watch those previous, like. Just watch the segment we just did. It was Steven, we nailed it.
I'm just saying a pyramid scheme of judo masters that have various belts of people he's free. I mean, that's a hero's journey if I've ever read one.
Absolutely, Steven. So that's our comic conjectures segment. We're doing it, Steven.
Comic conjectures. I don't know.
So,
I'm not a theme yet. I'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure out everything. But I like that segment because it's like a real time fun pitches get stitches that we can both interact with, and I think people will hopefully enjoy that. If you had ideas for what Judo Master could have been, let us know what you thought when you first heard it, or if like you're with us and you enjoy our version of it more.
We should, and next time what we should do is have listen. This is the name. Pause. Put your comment now of what you think he is, and then we'll go through our. People should comment it in real time and pause.
That would be cool. But dude, yeah. So I like that segment. I think it's gonna be fun. I think it'll be good for guests, especially like writers and comic book creators who would like to do that kind of thing and like have fun. I have other versions of it that we can also do. So it could just be like creative conjectures, we can call it. Or something. So it's not just comics because. Another version of it that I like to do that you can do if you're looking for ideas and you're like, oh, I don't know what to do with my next thing and I'm stuck and you're stuck against the wall and you're like, I don't have any good ideas. This is what you do. Go find an anthology series, any anthology series, TV show. Go old Twilight Zone. Go find the Outer Limits. The Outer Limits is a really good one because it's like runs the gamut of crazy titles and stuff. Do Tales from the Crypt. Any of these. So go find a title of an episode you've never seen and guess what the episode's about. You're probably wrong, or you're wrong enough that you have a gem. You have
your own idea.
You have your own idea there. I mean, in the same way that like every vampire movie is similar in some way to Dracula because he's a freaking vampire. That's what it is. We're all remixing these ideas and we're throwing it into the bag and shaking it up and seeing what Scrabble tiles come out. And forming our own beautiful story, whatever, however we can. But yeah, dude, like that's just like a fun thing you can do, and it's something that we can do on our show where it's like we can show people. All right, what do you think this episode's about, or what do you think this is about? And then we can talk, and like it's fun, dude. Like I really like doing the story conjectures like that because I like
for sure.
Judo Master was awesome. I love that, and that's what I was hoping for. I hope we'd like stumble upon something like that was enjoyable, hopefully. But let us know. Let us know what you think of our our segments. If you have any ideas for other segments or things you'd like to see on our show or things segments that you prefer, let us know. We're happy to oblige. Most of the time. But anyway, Steven, we're coming to a close here. Every week we talk about what we're going to do this week. Do you have any plans?
You can probably start sending me the flats of what you've done. And I think how we discussed it was you're just going to send me the literal flats, and I'm going to drop them over my inks.
This is
right?
where
Basically.
I admit that I haven't colored a single page, Steven. I've done nothing. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, I've been deleting your files. I've been deleting the core file, like just like the solid. Yeah,
I've been like getting into your iPad and just removing them.
You
from the drive are gone.
I've been etch-a-sketching your whole life as you've been walking forward, Steven. I'm so sorry, but no. But yeah, dude. Yeah. Also, okay. So I'll send you flats. What else do you have going on this? Like, you doing anything this week?
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna go see Coheed in Cambria tomorrow in Tampa Bay. So that's gonna be fun. The new album just came out, so they're probably gonna play a lot of new songs, which is good because I've already know that album.
Yeah.
Back, front to back. So I'm super excited. And since I got my Coheed box set, let me show you my Coheed box set, which came in Coheed packaging too.
Awesome, dude. That's
so I got the first one, but there's that one. Comes with a book, all that cool stuff. Little sci-fi lantern, like from their story. And then, dude, the book this time around is like a long book. Like it's like a wider book, but it's got a lot of content in it. So I'm excited.
Dude, that's awesome. This week, so we both have really big weeks this week, dude, because you're going to go see Coheed. Friday, my girlfriend and her daughter and I and Atlas, we're all going to go to Universal. It's going to be Atlas's first.
That is so exciting.
It's going to be Atlas's first experience with the theme park. So next week, I will get to share those stories with everyone, and I'm like, I cannot wait for this. I'm so excited. I'm nervous. I'm like,
oh, his mind is going to be blown,
dude. We're going to Universal and Islands of Adventure. So,
and that's like perfect for him. Like we took the girls to Disney World, which was last year, which was mind blowing for them. And they're just blown away just by the scenery. Like the scenery, just walking amongst the castle, was mind blowing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
for sure.
So like him seeing like the superhero alley and all that stuff like dude, they got going on there.
It's gonna be so.
And I haven't been there in literally 15 years.
Wow, dude. Yeah, you have to go. I mean, like just having Atlas walk through like the Harry Potter park, he's gonna be like, it's a whole new world. Like it's crazy, you know. And like you see the dragons, you see like the cool, like all the cobblestone, like to the castle, like all the stuff. And then like seeing the Jurassic Park world, just seeing that stuff is gonna be amazing. Like the dinosaur roars you hear from the random bushes and stuff, you know, like Dr. Seuss.
And then that water ride is great.
Oh, dude, it's all so great. And like he's nervous about some stuff, so like we're probably gonna be like, I'm gonna take him on Spider-Man though. I'm gonna do my best to get him. I know it's like it's a little scary, but I feel like he can do it. I'm gonna we're gonna figure this out. So he is most excited for Men in Black, because there's a Men in Black ride where like you get to shoot at aliens and stuff, and he's like, he loves video games. It's like a VR situation where you're moving and stuff. It's really cool. He's so excited for that. He's just like, there's a Minions ride and there's Men in Black. He's like, if I could do that, I'm golden. And I'm like, okay,
those are the rides I'm gonna do.
Yeah, dude. So I'm really excited about that. But I'll tell you, I mean, I'm getting ahead of myself, but like, so I have Thursday where I've completely off work and don't have Atlas until Thursday night. So I will have a lot of time on Thursday. So I'm going to get my coloring done for sure. I'm going to color a page, and I'm going to write at least 3 pages. But dude, next week I have a few days where I intentionally took off work, where Atlas will be away, and I'm going to finish the book next week. So I'm super excited to finish.
Issue 2 will be done, right?
Yeah. So next week,
that's crazy.
Dude, so I'm really excited because like next week I deliberately took off work, and like I have like a mini vacation of just me to write specifically, and that's what I'm gonna do. And like, I mean, if I'm good at anything, it's like if I choose to have that moment, I can take it, and I know how to do it, and I'm gonna totally do it. So I'm like that our issue 2 is gonna be done next week, so I'm like freaking, or like the issue 2 is gonna be written next week for sure, you know. So I'm like, I'm ready. I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome.
So exciting.
Yes. So dude, I think this has been a fun episode so far. Let us know what you guys have thought, what you thought. Let us know what you're excited for. We're thinking about doing a live episode 100. I'm not sure, Steven. I'm not sure how I feel about it yet.
It's a little nerve-wracking. I mean,
I'm not used to it. I've never done it before. Like, I've never hosted it myself, you know? I'm not sure how to navigate certain things. Do I use my I have to figure it out, because I use my tablet. I've never gone live on YouTube myself, so I'm gonna figure it out. Maybe I'll take this week and kind of like do like a quick test and be like, it's me. of just like awkwardly
And
do it.
people are like, oh my god, it was live. We have issues live. What are they doing? I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, so like I don't know. I don't want to like freak anyone out, but I also do want to do some tests. Maybe I can do it where it's like a limited audience. I bet I can. I bet I can do like a limited where it's like
it's just me.
It's just you, Stephen watching. But I'm gonna figure this out. So we're gonna figure out, like, maybe we'll go live. Let us know if you have any ideas for things you'd like to see. If you have access to Kevin Smith or Rob Schraub or Casey from Deer Hunter or Claudio from Cody and Cambria, you know, if you have access to any of these people or like Mike Allred or like I want to talk to Macon Blair, who has recently followed our podcast, by the way, and I knew I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him on our show.
Get you, Macon.
So Macon Blair is making the new he's making the new Toxic Avenger, and he's in the middle of post-production right now. But he did say he'd be on our show, which is really cool, and I can't wait. But
that's super cool.
That's so cool, dude. He's making the new Toxic Avenger with Peter Dinklage, and like I can't wait. We're gonna talk to the filmmaker, and it's gonna be we're gonna talk to him right when it's time for us to make a movie. Watch. That's what's gonna happen.
It's gonna work out that way, right?
That's what's gonna happen. It's like that's what's gonna happen. I can't freaking wait. But anyway. Thank you all for being here. If you have any ideas for episode 100, anything you'd like to see or anything, if you're excited for a live show and you want to join us for that, let us know. If people are willing to join, like talk to us about like when you're available. Maybe we'll try to figure out like a better time, to record, because like normally Steve and I record a little bit late on Mondays, so it's like
it's like what are you guys doing? You're just suffering. It's just pure sufferance. Mondays are just pure suffrage. Like, it's what we do. We hate our day and we end it by not going to bed on time. Is what we do.
That's accurate, Steven. But let us know if you have any ideas. But altogether, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for adding to our numbers. If you've ever shared our podcast with anyone, if you've shared our podcast with your grandparents or your enemies or your friends, thank you. It means everything, and it always helps. If you're here for the first time, welcome. Thank you for participating in this ridiculous conversation. I hope you've enjoyed some of it, and I hope you'll see us next week. We love you. We really are thankful for all of you. Check out all of the links in the description. You can find us on Twitter and Facebook and all of the places. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. We really do appreciate it, and it helps us immensely. You have no idea. But anyway, we will see you next week. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Stevie Wildcard.
And we love you. This has been We Have Issues, episode 97. See you next time.
Bam! But my daughter was just like, as you were talking, my daughter was just serenading the living room. I don't know who, but yeah, she's adorable.
The living room itself.
Did you see Tina's TikTok? There's like a tick. I'll send it to you. There's like a little trend where you go to your daughter as a mother and you just say, hey, this woman wants to fight me. And she has a daughter, and you're going to fight the daughter while I fight the mom. And you just see what their reaction is. And Chasey's reaction is so great. Like, I can send it to you. You can put it on here if you want. But it's so hilarious. It's so cute because she gets up to get her shoes, and then she goes, but I don't know how to fight. It's just so sweet and cute. But I don't know how to fight. And she's just like she was ready to ride or die, but then she's like, wait a second. I don't know if I can bring any thunder to this. I'm just gonna.
I don't know.
Mom's really cute.
Mom's gonna do the rain dance and just bring the light down on those people. I've seen Tina. I've seen Tina in action. Her tiny fists.